Hi everyone, let's go over my bullish and bearish Elliott Wave scenarios on Bitcoin, starting with the medium time frame bullish scenario where we're looking for a double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inside of this wave 3 over here as a sub-degree count. Then we're looking for a wave 4 to the downside corrective structure before then a wave 5 to finish this impulse to the upside. In this scenario, the most common target area for wave 4 is the 382 to the 05 area between 33.6k and 32.2k, with the fibs taken from the low of 2 to the high of 3, with the 0.236 being a less common target but a target nonetheless. And the invalidation for this wave 4 is if price would dip to the downside and hits the 0.618 at 30.9k. What is important, however, is that a wave 4, based on the rule of alternation as well, is most commonly longer than a wave 2 in time, which currently is not the case. The two vertical lines that you see on my chart are fib times taken from the high of wave 1 to the low of wave 2 to then the high of wave 3, basically comparing the length in time of 2 with the length in time of this wave 4. And you can see that so far this wave 4 has not yet hit the 1-to-1, meaning so far this low over here has been made in a shorter time span than the length of wave 2, which is uncommon. If wave 2 is deep, short, and simple in structure like a zigzag that we have over here, wave 4 tends to be long, shallow, and complex. And when we think about complex, we think about a triangle, we think about WXYs, and we think about potentially flats as well. So currently, looking more locally, preferably, this move to the upside is still part of a corrective structure of this wave 4, seeing another dip to the downside later before then continuation to the upside for a wave 5, making this wave 4 longer in time than this wave 2 over here. Now, one of the scenarios with which this is a possibility is a flat scenario over here. A flat, especially an expanding flat, is a common structure in a wave 4, where you're then looking for a wave A, a 3-wave structure, finally a wave B, another 3-wave structure, and then a 5-wave move to the downside in a wave C. In this scenario, the most common target for B is between the 1 and the 1, or between the 1.236 and the 1.38, pulled from the high to the low of wave A, giving you a target between 38.7 and 39.2k, which also in confluence with the golden box over here, sitting between 38.5 and 39k. After this wave B area is hit, you then want to see an impulse towards the downside, where the common target for C is between the two 1.618s, giving us a target between 33.7 and 32.1k. And what is nice about this area is that it is in confluence with that most common target area for wave 4, the 382 to the 05, right, as you can see. So that could be very interesting indeed. And what you also see over here is the 1-to-1 and the 1.618 again, and preferably wave 4 finishes after the 1-to-1. So it could be nice in this scenario to get a 3-wave up, then a 5-wave down, ending behind the 1-to-1, which is currently sitting on the 18th of November. A scenario that I only have in my head at the moment, but not on the chart, is a potential triangle where we're looking for eventually an A, B, maybe a running triangle, C, D, E, but it is way too early to call a running triangle where then the high of A gets taken and then an A, B, and then a C, D, E. But at least it's something that I like to make you aware of. Now, if you then zoom out again, the more bearish scenario is that a 5-wave move is soon to be finished, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4 is already in over here in green, and then a wave 5 to the upside. After a wave 5, you then expect a bigger 3-wave corrective structure for continuation in the bullish scenario, or you're going to be looking for a bigger move to the downside, where this is not a second wave 1 in a 1, 2, 1, 2 continuation, but instead, you're going to be looking for this to be a wave C in an A, B, C, and then a bigger move down. However, for a wave C, it is quite shallow, as preferably the targets are a little bit higher. If we then go to the low time frame, more bearish scenario, which funny enough leads, of course, to an impulse to the upside, as you're looking for a wave 5 to finish in green, meaning that if the low of 4 is in, you're going to be looking for an impulsive structure to the upside to finish for then a bigger retracement. Now, if we then look more locally, we're then looking for a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and eventually a wave 5. And if price keeps pushing without at least creating a range that is about the same length of this wave 2, we can just move this wave 3 to the upside and also drag along the Fibonacci's for this wave 5. But at the moment, this is the high, hence the reason wave 3 is up here. And the fibs that I pulled over here for a wave 4, as we're then looking for a 5-wave structure, are pulled from the low of 2 to the high of this wave 3 over here that we have, giving us an invalidation being the 0.618 at 36.3k. The moment price that would move to the downside without taking this high of wave 3, we have to think about different structures instead of an impulse to the upside. And when we think about the common targets for a wave 4, then I toggle on the 236 and the 382, and you can see currently bouncing on top of the 236, but the 382 to the 05 area is more common, which is sitting between 36.9k and 36.6k in this particular scenario here, after which we then want to see continuation to the upside. Now, if we look at this range as a whole, then what you can see over here is price bounced on the monthly point of control that we have at the moment of this month so far, moving towards the upside, coming back inside the range as well, because over here we had support, short little bit of support here as well, before then moving down. Not really any resistance. We moved towards the upside where we had a double top, which has now been taken. High number 1, high number 2 got taken over here very nicely indeed. But this, of course, is now a support resistance area as well in this range. And that is quite important because, of course, trade the range until it breaks, right? And sometimes you have some deviations to the up and the downside. Just below this range, however, you do have the point of control as additional support as well, which also, again, in confluence with a potential wave 4, is around that 382 to 236 area as well. So it's still inside the wave 4 target area, as you can see as well, but it's good to know about this point of control. If you, however, lose the point of control, then probabilities really increase to move to the lower side of the range and visit the value area low again, which is sitting here at 36.2k. And currently here we're grinding right around the value area high of this range. Now, what price also did, pushing towards the upside, besides taking the double top, is creating another double top over here with the high. So as you can see, we got high number 1, and actually the high that we made over here did not take the high on the left. So we got a double top now, which is always a big magnet for price. So definitely looking for this double top to eventually be taken. And if we then finally look at the probabilities of the different scenarios, then currently the probabilities on the medium time frame are higher for the bullish scenario, where we are still looking for more upside to come, where preferably this wave 4 is not yet finished and then a flat structure. But in generally, also on the low time frame, right, we're looking for more wave 4s to come in like 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, right? So more upside expected, where the golden target box is important resistance here, 38.5, 38.9, 39k. Then above we have this blue box, 39.3, 39.7, another one 43 to 40.5k, and then finally two golden ones here, 42.9 to 43.6, and then over here 45.2 to 46k. And on the micro, the probabilities are higher to get that double top. I mean, we got a double top over here, literally just a few dollars in between. It's a magnet for price, so probabilities are definitely higher to grab the double top. I hope this video was helpful or valuable to you. Please check out the most recent educational video I've made about the best trading indicator you can use. And for now, thanks for watching and subscribing, and I'd like to see you at the next one. Bye bye.